Hey there, and welcome to this explainer. Navigating the legal system can feel incredibly overwhelming, especially when you're already stressed out about the cost. But today, we're going to cut right through all that confusion. We are giving you a direct, actionable, step-by-step roadmap to finding free and low-cost civil legal help right here in the state of Colorado.
Okay, let's kick things off with a number that is honestly pretty staggering. 86%. According to a major report by the Legal Services Corporation, 86% of low-income Americans get inadequate or absolutely zero legal help for their civil problems in any given year. If you're facing a legal hurdle right now and you're feeling totally alone, well, this number validates exactly what you're going through. You're caught in what legal pros call the justice gap. But our entire goal today is to make sure you do not fall into that gap.
So here is our quick agenda for today. We'll cover the civil justice gap, understanding legal aid, eligibility and requirements, top legal aid providers, navigating intake, and wrap up with self-help and next steps. Let's dive in.
Part 1. The Civil Justice Gap.
I want you to listen to this striking quote from California Supreme Court Justice Goodwin Liu. He notes that even if we asked every single lawyer in America to do 100 more hours of pro bono work a year, all that extra work would only secure 30 minutes per problem per household in America. Wow, 30 minutes! It perfectly illustrates why the system feels so slow. The need for help just massively outpaces the supply of volunteer lawyers. And why does this matter to us? It means we have to be super strategic. Knowing exactly how to apply, who to call, and what to prepare is literally your biggest advantage.
Moving right along to Section 2, Understanding Legal Aid.
Here is a really crucial distinction we need to clear up right away. You know the Sixth Amendment, right? The one that guarantees you an attorney? Well, that public defender system only kicks in if you're facing criminal charges that could result in jail time. But that guarantee completely disappears for civil matters. Civil legal aid is a totally separate system run mostly by nonprofits. It deals with your non-criminal life essentials, which means the state isn't just going to hand you a lawyer. You have to actively go out and find one.
And because they are so desperately underfunded, civil legal aid programs have to be extremely strict about prioritizing cases that threaten someone's basic survival. We're talking about things like eviction defense, getting domestic violence protection orders, fighting for child custody, fighting for denied Medicaid or SNAP benefits, and stopping predatory consumer debt or wage garnishment. These are the absolute top priorities. If your issue falls into one of these buckets, you are exactly who these programs were built to protect.
All right, Section 3. Eligibility and requirements.
Let's talk numbers, because this is where the rubber meets the road. The baseline standard across Colorado is that your household income has to be at or below 125% of the federal poverty level. So what does that look like? For a single person, that's a maximum income of around $19,563 a year. For a family of 4, it sits right around $40,188 a year. But watch out, because it's not just about income. There are asset caps too. Generally speaking, your total assets can't exceed $30,000 for a single person, and you get a $3,000 allowance for each extra family member.
Now, wait a second. Do not instantly count yourself out if you're just slightly over those lines. Exceptions absolutely exist. For folks facing immediate safety crises, like domestic violence, or huge severe medical expenses, some programs can actually waive that income limit all the way up to 200% of the poverty level. The main takeaway here, if you are in danger, do not second-guess it. Apply anyway.
Section 4. Top legal aid providers.
Okay, so who do you actually call? Your absolute first stop has to be Colorado Legal Services, or CLS. They are the primary statewide provider. They have 13 regional offices stretching everywhere from Denver to Durango, with about 89 staff attorneys working tirelessly to serve over 700,000 eligible Coloradans. Seriously, whether you're in a tiny rural county or right downtown in a major city, CLS is the anchor of this whole system, and it's always your starting point.
But hey, because CLS is stretched so incredibly thin, we have these amazing specialized organizations stepping in to build a broader safety net. Think of them like specialists. Facing an eviction? The Colorado Poverty Law Project is fantastic. Are you a survivor of domestic violence or a crime? The Justice and Mercy Legal Aid Center, or JAMLAC, zeroes in on exactly what you need. And for things like foreclosure defense or mobile home advocacy, check out the Community Economic Defense Project. Reaching out directly to the right specialist can fast-track getting the help you need.
And keep in mind, legal aid isn't just a bunch of anonymous hotlines and clunky web forms. Groups like JAMLAC actually partner with community centers to host monthly legal clinics.
You'll find these happening at local churches or shelters. It's so great because it puts a real human face on a super intimidating process, giving you the chance for a direct, one-on-one consultation right in your own neighborhood.
Section 5. Navigating the intake process.
I know, applying for a lawyer sounds pretty scary, but it's really just a simple 3-step dance. Step 1 is the intake screening. They're just going to verify your income and assets, so just be completely honest about your financials. Step 2 is the priority assessment. They rank cases based on pure urgency. Things involving housing and physical safety always cut right to the front of the line. And finally, Step 3 is service assignment. Depending on their workload, you might score a staff attorney for full representation, get a referral to a volunteer lawyer, or just get some brief solid advice so you can handle it yourself.
Now, if you want to make this process as smooth as possible and respect the intake worker's time, here is a golden rule. Get your documents together before you call. If you've got a court summons, a formal demand for rent from your landlord, or some old stipulation agreement, literally have it sitting right in front of you. Being able to read off the exact dates and legal terms will dramatically speed up getting your case assessed.
Finally, Section 6, Self-Help and Next Steps.
Because of that justice gap we talked about, not everyone is going to get a lawyer. But the state of Colorado has built up some amazing resources so you can represent yourself, which the courts call going pro se. There are virtual pro se clinics set up at 87 different public libraries where you can get procedural help over video. Plus, every single judicial district has self-represented litigant coordinators right in the courthouse. Now, these folks can't give you actual legal advice, but they will happily show you exactly which forms to fill out, translate the confusing legal jargon, and basically guide you through the entire maze.
And you know, putting in the effort to use these resources is absolutely worth it. We see incredible, life-changing success stories all the time. The Colorado Poverty Law Project has this gender advocacy initiative that is constantly keeping tenant survivors of abuse safely in their homes. Colorado Legal Services is out there securing child custody for vulnerable parents and literally stopping illegal utility shutoffs in the freezing winter. Finding your way through this system can truly lead to real stability and relief.
So as we wrap up this explainer, I want to leave you with one big question to think about. What is your very first step toward legal empowerment going to be today? Is it finally gathering up those financial documents, pulling up the Colorado Legal Services intake portal, or maybe just driving down to your local courthouse to chat with a coordinator? The system really does require you to take the reins, so make today the day you take that first step.
And finally, a quick but very necessary reminder. This explainer is intended purely for informational and educational purposes. This content is not legal advice. Every single legal situation is highly unique, so please always consult a qualified attorney to get personalized assistance with your specific circumstances. Thank you so much for joining me, and stay focused.